Hello and welcome to ATI 4640. This module will address the importance of project management in operations management through project planning, scheduling, and project controlling to make sure that projects are finished under budget, in schedule, and according to specifications. In addition, it will address project management techniques such as PERT and CPM to determine the project schedule and identify variability in activity times. The module will address cost-time trade-offs and project crashing. We use project management methods and strategies to reduce risks, cut costs, and improve success rates. A project is a single unit with many related temporary activities. The project has identified goals and results. Projects will face uncertainty and risk and should be evaluated and planned for in the project execution, and it requires high labor skills. Projects could vary from building construction to research project to service improvement to manufacturing processes. Managing a project will involve planning, scheduling, and controlling. The planning will be through setting the goal for the project and identifying expectations. During the planning, the team will be organized with the proper skills required to complete the different tasks within the project. Using scheduling, the project manager will relate people, money, and supplies to specific activities and activities to each other. The project manager will monitor or will be monitoring resources and project execution to make sure that it's being completed within budget, in schedule, and with the required quality. Any deviation will require revisions or revision to the plans and shift of resources to meet time and cost demands. The planning will include objectives, resources, work breakdown structure, and organization of the team. And we'll talk about the work breakdown structure. While scheduling will include project activities, start and end times, and network diagram. Controlling will include monitoring, comparing revisions, and actions. The project team will be a temporary structure using specialists from entire company and headed by the project manager. The project manager job is to coordinate activities and monitor schedule and costs. To create a permanent structure, it will be called matrix organization. Project organization and forming the team is most helpful when work can be defined with a specific goal and deadline. The job is unique or somewhat unfamiliar to the existing organization. The work contains complex interrelated tasks requiring specialized skills. The project is temporary but critical to the organization, and the project cuts across the organization or organizational lines. This figure shows a sample of a project organization pulling teams or team members from different units and departments of the organization. With multiple projects, a matrix can be developed to explain the resources assigned to each project. In some cases, one resource will be assigned to multiple projects. At that point, his or her time will be divided between the different projects. For example, 20% on project 1, 40% on project 2, 10% on project 3, and 30% on project 4. Each person assignment total cannot exceed 100%, otherwise it will be an overload. And this matrix can help in the long-term assignments. Like we said, there are short-term, which is temporary project assignment, and there are long-term, and this helps a lot with the long-term project assignments. The project manager will make sure that all necessary activities are finished in order and on time. The project comes in within budget. The project meets quality goals, and the people assigned to the project receive motivation, direction, and information. The project manager, basically their job is to be like coaches, good coaches, and they have to communicate a lot with their team members and with the client. So they have to be good communicators, and they should be able to organize activities from a variety of disciplines, no matter the unit or the department that the member is coming from. Project managers face many ethical decisions on a daily basis. The Project Management Institute has established an ethical code to deal with problems such as, in most cases, you will see offers from the contractors for gifts. So offering gifts from contractor will not be acceptable. Pressuring to alter status reports to mask delays, to hide delays, that's not acceptable. Also, false reports for charges of time and expenses that did not even exist, so that's also not acceptable. And the fourth one is to be pressured to compromise quality to meet schedules, and also that's not acceptable. So the Project Management Institute, the PMI, will establish these ethical codes, so it will be across the discipline and it will be standardized between the different organizations. The work breakdown structure is the list of activities, tasks, and subtasks that will be needed to complete the project successfully. During the planning, we need to develop that kind of work breakdown structure, so it will show me what kind of activities I'm planning for, what do I need to do, and who will be assigned to each activity, and the duration of that activity, and the cost that will be associated with the activity. So this will help me in understanding more the different activities that will be in the project. The figure here depicts, or the work breakdown structure actually can be depicted in the form of outline as shown here in this slide. The work breakdown structure can be also represented in a graphical representation or in a form showing the different required activities at different levels. And the levels here will be based on the project, the department that I will get the members for the team, and then the sub tasks and subtasks. So basically we can divide that into different units, different levels, and based on that I can extract the team members to proceed with the project. Scheduling project activities will ensure that all activities are accounted and planned for in the proper order. Scheduling will capture activity time estimates, which will assist in estimating the overall time required to complete the project. Once I know the time for each activity and I add all the durations, then I will get the overall time to accomplish the whole project. Project scheduling shows the relationship of each activity to others and to the whole project. It identifies the precedence relationship among activities, which activity comes first or before the other, and which comes after. It encourages the setting of realistic time and cost estimates for each activity. And it helps make better use of people, money, and material resources by identifying critical bottlenecks in the project. When you have a problem, then you need to identify that problem, the bottleneck, and you need to assign the proper resources to make sure that this bottleneck will not stop the whole process or will not delay the whole process of the execution of the project. The project schedule can be captured using a Gantt chart, critical path method, and the program evaluation and review technique, which is called PERT. This slide shows an example of a simple Gantt chart with the different activities and their duration. This figure shows the activities required to service Delta jet. You can see the sequence of these activities and the duration for each activity, which is documented here in a form of a Gantt chart. So that will assist me in following up with the activities and how much being completed from each activity and the total duration of the service. Although the project manager assigned resources to project activities, the project manager will be closely monitoring the assigned resources, the schedule, the quality, and the budget. Yes, you assign resources and you trust those resources, but still you need to make sure that it's being done correctly. Actually, they're working as a team. So the feedback from the project team will enable revising the project plan and shifting resources. If we need to change the resources, shift the resources to address the bottleneck, then we can do that with the feedback and with knowing what's going on. That's why we need the monitoring from the project manager to make sure that everything is going as planned. With the ability to use technology and computerized tools, detailed reports can be produced to assist in the execution of the project. Not only that, we can collect data, and the data that will be collected from the project, we can extract results, we can analyze it, and develop what we call lessons learned for future projects. There are several popular software packages for managing projects as tools, techniques, and it will collect data and it will provide me with an insight on the duration, the assigned resources, and the cost, everything I need about the project. Those software packages like Oracle Primavera, MindView, HP Project, Fast Track, Microsoft Project. There are some of them will be some of those or other software packages that are available online, could be on the cloud. Some of them you can download on your machine and install it on your machine as a standalone software. All mentioned software packages can develop control reports that can be used in project management. All of them has the tools, all of them has the techniques, all of them has the capabilities to develop for you what you need. So these software packages can develop detailed cost breakdowns for each task. They can also create labor requirements, cost and hour summaries, raw material and expenditure forecasts, variance reports, time analysis reports, and work status report. You can track the work status where you can see if it's being completed 20%, 50%, 100%. Now this task complete, let's move to the next task and so on. The project control could be implemented based on the project that we are dealing with. So if the project has well-defined specifications and has known constraints, then it needs extensive and detailed planning. I have all the information, but I need to make it in details. I need to plan it in details. This type of project is called waterfall project. Waterfall because I have the information, so just I need to see the sequence of these activities and the detailed planning for these activities. If the project has many unknowns and requires the use of new and evolving technologies, maybe also has continuous change in specifications, it will be called an agile project. The project will be developed iteratively and incrementally. We have lots of unknowns, so we cannot plan ahead of time if I don't know what to plan for. So for that reason, we start developing incrementally. Every time I finish a phase, I will move to the next phase. By doing this, we will have at least some information that will assist me in moving to the next stage or the next phase. To implement the program review or program evaluation and review techniques, which is PERT, and the critical path method, we need to First, define the project and prepare the work breakdown structure. Develop relationships among the activities, which one comes first, which one comes after. Decide the predecessor and the must follow activity. Draw the network connecting all the activities. Assign time and cost estimates to each activity. Compute the longest time path through the network, which is called the critical path, and use the network diagram to help plan, schedule, monitor, and control the project. PERT and CPM techniques can answer the following questions. Actually, we will know when will the entire project be completed. We can also look at the critical activities or identify the critical activities to the project and the non-critical activities, and we can calculate the probability that the project will be completed by a specific date. Also, it will answer if the project is on schedule, behind schedule, or ahead of schedule. Is the project within budget, or less than the budget, or greater than the budget? Um, Also, some of the answers or the question that will be answered: are there enough resources available to finish the project on time? And if the project must be finished in a shorter time, what is the way to accomplish this at least cost? Um, and we don't want to spend lots of money to do that. Just what will be the least cost that will be spent on this to crash the project? Uh, these are examples of charts and diagrams that is used to monitor and control project execution and answer some of these questions for the client and for the upper management. And you can see that we have those different charts or diagrams that will show the cost, that will show the risk and probability, that will show the network diagram and the sequence of activities. So it will give me an insight on the project duration and the duration for each activity and the resources assigned. That will be all for this session. So if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Thank you and have a great day.